Larry,
Yes?
are you feeling a little moody?
Uh,
A little moody today. Well, let's alleviate the moodiness with more moodiness. This is Fang's Metal Beer Club!
Let's go drink some beer!
Alright, Larry from Guys, Games, and Beer. If you're just tuning in for the first time, if you've just joined the Patreon, if this is your first Fang's Metal Beer Club, you got to check out Guys, Games, and Beer. One of the best, I'm not going to say podcast because it's a show, right? It's a live video show. Maybe we should change it from Trident Cast to Trident Show.
yeah,
right?
Right.
Yeah,
right,
so it's a live video
yeah.
show talking about all things video games and all things beer. So I have with me a bona fide beer expert.
I feel like that's true.
I would give you if I were the diploma giving out type in beers, I would say here you go.
All right.
Doctor of Beer. So that's going to be one of your new nicknames besides Larry the
Oh,
Steadfast.
I do love collecting
It'll be
nicknames.
Doctor of Beer. All right, so let's figure out which doctor, if you would remove the shroud, so we can figure out what beer we're going to be tasting today. Ah, very well done. It is the Moody Tongue Caramelized Chocolate Churro Baltic Porter.
Okay.
And this one is going to pack a punch. This is from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
Chocolate churro. I mean, how can you go wrong with chocolate churro?
Okay,
But
that's fair enough.
you would hear that description. And
Wait, what do you expect with that? So, of course, chocolate.
Yeah.
So, cinnamon? Maybe?
And cinnamon and like that kind of like caramelized sugar sort of.
What kind of corn?
Well, not. Well, probably not. But okay, you hear that caramelized chocolate churro porter. What ABV are you expecting?
16.
Right. That, and you'd think it would be something crazy high. It's only 7.
Oh.
It's only 7% ABV.
Efficiency.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Flavor efficiency.
So let's open this guy up and let's give it a taste, and we'll see if it is worth its weight in chocolate churros.
CRTs.
CRTs can reach. I don't know. I don't have a
I
good.
just messed you up.
Yeah, you did.
That was the plan.
We had a
I
really
did
good
it.
transition plan, and then he just like CRTs, and I'm like, ah. So let's get Moody with the Moody Tongue out of Chicago, Illinois. The chocolate churro, caramelized chocolate churro Baltic Porter. I like me a Baltic Porter. I like porters in general. Give it
Definitely
really,
chocolate.
really
Definitely
roasty.
chocolate.
Got that roastiness to it. It smells like a Baltic Porter. That's all I'll say. All right, cheers. Let's try it. Give it a shot.
Okay. All right.
Lighter on the tongue than I thought it was going to be. Not quite as like heavy right away.
It's lighter in general. So, we had the last beer.
Mm-hmm.
That was
The Fat Cat.
definitely a dark chocolate bitter thing. This starts a little in that direction, but ends fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So
It's over like right before, almost before it began, basically. I'm detecting a little bit of, I wouldn't say sourness to it, but it's got a little bit of a sharp kind of attack. Whereas with like a porter in general, I would feel like it'd be a little bit more mellow.
well, but here's what I was going to encourage you maybe to think about. The idea of so chocolate on its own is bitter.
Right.
And then you add some sweetness to it, and then you get dark chocolate, or maybe even a sweet chocolate. And so this is Churro, right?
Yeah.
So Churro chocolate, so you're gonna get some bitter with the chocolate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it ends with a cream, right? Sort of a cream flavor, and that's sort of more a Churro idea.
That's where it's pulling in the churro from.
Yeah, it's this sort of creaminess. So you're right, the chocolate doesn't last long, but it probably shouldn't.
Yep. I'm getting a little bit of that cinnamon churro flavor. It's not as pronounced as I thought it was going to be. When I read the description of this, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be like sweet. This is going to be sugar in a glass.
No, it's not.
But it's not. But it's not.
And no beer ever should.
Well, I would agree with you. But I read that and I'm like, oh, this is going to be super sweet. And then I saw the ABV and I'm like, that's interesting. So
This is the one that's 7?
7, only 7. Believe it or not.
So half of the last week's.
Exactly. So Larry, I'm gonna exercise the Guys, Games, and Beer rating system here, or the question rating system. So first question, right? Would you order this at a bar? Would you go up and ask for this by name?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
And if this were in a cooler, would you reach in and grab it beside, to forsake the other beers in the cooler?
Yeah, I would grab this one.
I think I would too, depending on what was in the cooler.
Well, and I've kind of discussed, timing of beers too.
Right.
That I've mentioned a few times now already. That is probably more towards an earlier the evening beer.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be one I would look at it and see in the cooler and go, oh, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best beer in the entire world and 1 being absolutely horrible, let's say the Cat Ice, if you ever had it, or Mad Dog, if you ever had that, what would you rate the Moody Tongue Caramelized Chocolate Churro Baltic Porter?
71. So 7.1.
71. 71 out of 10. You really like it. 7.1. Okay.
7.1. 7.1. It's a, it's a real real close to the other one I rated high. So.
Sure. I'm gonna give this guy 6.5 out of 10, and the only reason I'm rating it a little lower than the last one.
I feel like you're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I know. So does the entire internet. Apparently, they all remind me on many occasions of how wrong I am on so many things. But like with the name alone, right?
Let's go back to the one that makes you just like want to drink and relax.
Yeah. With the name alone, I was expecting something, with a little bit more flavor profile. I feel like this is just over too soon. That being said, it's a good drink. It's got a mildly complex flavor. I think it was executed well. For what it is, if you're looking for something that doesn't linger too long.
So a quality short song.
Yeah, it's like a 2.5 minute. It's like a punk song. This is a punk song in a glass. It's a really good punk song in a glass. 6.5. So if you have any punk songs that you want us to drink, let us know. Hey ho, let us know. lordsofthetrident@gmail.com. See what I did there? Yep. lordsofthetrident@gmail.com. Hey, thank you so much for supporting us on the Patreon, for making all of this possible. Your pledges basically run the band in terms of finances 100% at the moment. So thank you so much for all of your help. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell your great aunts, tell all of Larry's relatives to get on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Lords of the Trident.
Thank you for letting me be on.
Larry, I would let you be on. Dr. Larry, Doctor of Beer. How could I not let you be on Fang's Metal Beer Club? You are, you're a scholar and a gentleman of beer. So thank you, Larry. All right, go check out Guys, Games, and Beer. I'm gonna shake his hand until it gets super awkward. Good night.